Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to a brand new video. So in today's video, I just wanted to talk about a quick topic, which is, the whole idea of putting in the work and seeing no results, the whole idea of getting closer to the goal, moving the needle. So yeah, let's get straight into it. It is currently 2:30 a.m. over here in Sharjah in the UAE. So excuse me if I'm talking a bit quietly or even sometimes whispering, because I'm not trying to wake anyone up, but I just had this on my mind now, and I just wanted to pick up the camera and record. And I don't have my microphone here, so I'm just recording with my AirPods. But basically, um, I just got into the entrepreneurship space a couple months ago, 3 to 4 months ago, and I've currently made no sales. Unfortunately, I haven't made a single dime, but I'm still working towards that every single day. So I'm doing organic dropshipping right now because of my limited capital and also just my situation in general. I just found that to be the most ideal and suitable business model to start with. So yeah, every day I'm filming videos, I'm researching products, I'm opening multiple pages, filming multiple videos, editing them, ordering products, testing them, failing, testing them, failing, optimizing my videos, getting a bit more views each time. But eventually we're getting better, but every single day I'm still putting in work. Now, I don't work like 15 to 20 hours a day, but I work a considerable amount, maybe anywhere from like 6 to 10 hours a day, I would say, except some days where I just have things to do or places to go and I'm unable to work as much. But I try my best to put in as much work every single day. But, in my current situation where I'm not poor by any means, right? I have a roof over my head. I'm able to take trips to places like the UAE for a month right now. But I'm not wealthy by any means, but I'm also not poor by any means, right? I'm pretty much middle class if you were to look at the grand scheme of things. But I'm not at a point in my life where I'm able to afford mentors. I'm not able to spend $1,000-$2,000 on organic dropshipping course or an e-commerce course, or I'm not able to invest in a mentor. So I'm basically alone on this. All I have is myself and YouTube. And information is out there, right? If I were to watch every single YouTube video on the internet that's completely free about organic dropshipping, I would probably have, I'd say, like 60% of all the information I need to become a millionaire with this. But the thing is, there's no feedback loop, right? I have all the information, but no one is telling me how to, apply the information I know in my current situation. So, they can say improve the hook, for example, just talking with organic dropshipping. This applies to every single business model, but with organic dropshipping, how it works is you get the product, you film videos with it, you just go viral, and then you create a store, you link your store, and then people see the video, they like the product, they go buy it from you. And that's basically how organic dropshipping works. So, with organic dropshipping, your sales comes from views. So people always say, oh, to get a viral video, a video with many, many views, you have to improve the hook. So, start with an action, do something, and then, for example, improve your text, use a sound that has a beat drop, have a storyline, all these sorts of things. I just said the things I got on the top of my head, but there's so many different things they tell you to do. But, I make these videos, I do everything they tell me to do, nothing works. So I optimize my videos, I look at what I did right, what I did wrong. I went back on things I noted down from the things they said and people say on YouTube, and I do it again and again and again and again, and nothing works. And I don't have a mentor, like I said previously. I don't have a mentor or someone who's experienced in this space where I can just show the video to and say, hey, you're doing this right, you're doing this wrong, do this instead, and stop doing this. And basically someone to just keep me on the path to success and make sure I'm doing the right things. So especially in the early portions of this whole business journey, there's a lot of trial and error. There's a lot of failure. I'll be completely honest. For me, failure, this whole idea of you need to fail to succeed, like failure, enjoy the pain, enjoy the failure, because failure is inevitable. But for me, that idea is kind of flawed because failure isn't painful for me. if I knew I had to fail 9 times, not just me, anyone out there, even the most unmotivated person, if you told them if they fail 5 times, 10 times, 20 times, 100 times even, and after that finite number of failures, they were going to succeed, they would keep going. Because they know, even if with each failure it hurts, they may lose something, they may lose money, they may lose time, they may lose effort, they may have to sacrifice something to fail that time. But if they knew there was a finite number of failures before they got to their end goal or their end destination, whether it be making their first sale, 10 sales, 100 sales, anyone would be able to do that. The real failure and the real painful part of starting a business, especially at a young age with no mentors, no connections, nothing, is quite honestly uncertainty. It's fear. And what I mean by this is what I feel. This is just from personal experience, and hopefully some of you out there may feel the same, but it's just fear and uncertainty of not doing the right thing, right? Especially someone like me, and I'm not trying to be like this arrogant asshole, but I'm pretty ambitious. Ambitious in the sense that I want to be unique. I want to be special. I know that's such a cringe thing to say. It even makes me want to cringe just saying it now. But people who are generally ambitious, and especially people who are very, very ambitious, they usually go with a certain time frame. So I want to be rich, right? Everyone wants to be rich, but I don't just want to be rich when I'm 25, when I'm 30. I don't want to make my first million when I'm 40, when I'm 50. I don't want to invest in stocks like $100 a month, and eventually that $100 becomes like $2.6 million when I'm 87 years old. I don't want that shit. I want money fast, and I want to be able to sacrifice things and sacrifice my time and put in the effort and work when I'm still young and I'm still able to take risks. Because as I get older in life, right now, I don't even have school. After school, I'm going to go to university. I'm going to have 3 to 4 years of university where my tuition fees are sorted out, my living expenses are sorted out. I have a roof over my head that I don't have to pay for. I have food in my stomach that I don't have to pay for. I have no responsibilities outside of just studying and taking care of myself, basically. After those 3-4 years, I'm going to have to work, right? And after work, I'm going to have kids. I'm eventually going to have a wife or girlfriend. And every single year, every single day, responsibilities are just piling up on me, and piling up on people every single day. Usually, that's how life goes. The older you get, the more responsibilities you have. So it's important for me to be able to take risks at an early age, to be able to lock in for these 3-4 years where I'm able to do whatever I want. Because even if, yes, I could be spending this time enjoying it, I could also be spending this time just testing who I am as a person, my potential. Because in these 3-4 years, I may be able to take 10-15 risks, maybe even just 2 or 3, maybe even just one big risk. But, there's always a chance that risk might be something worthwhile. It might be worth taking. And that's the fear I have. And, like I said previously, I'm not at the point where I'm able to afford a $1,000, $2,000 mentor or a course. So every single day when I'm putting in the effort, when I'm putting in the work, when I'm doing all this, at the end of every single day that I don't get a sale, that I have no feedback loop, where I get no results, no customers, no nothing, there's always this kind of feeling of, how do I say it, like a feeling of doom, like this just sudden shock resonating throughout my body, where it's just like, what the fuck are you actually doing, right? It's just really, really stressful sometimes. There's different types of stress. I would say I'm pretty stress tolerant, right? I do have stress. Everyone has stress, but I'm not the type of person who lets stress get to me and stop me from doing what I have to do. But at the same time, it's just a lot to think about, because I know deep down that from as much as I know, with all the information I have, with the maximum intelligence my brain is able to produce, I'm doing the right things, right? From my perspective, with all the brain power I have, with all the analysis I have, I know I'm doing the things I have to do every single day. I'm filming videos, I'm putting in the quantity, the quality, I'm reading books, I'm working on myself, I'm trying to be as sharp as possible, as focused as possible. I'm trying to find as many products as possible. I'm not only doing a lot, but I'm also doing all of that with a really good kind of focus. So I'm not just doing things to do things, which is what I used to do in the past. Now I do quite a bit, but everything I do it well. I don't just do it to do it. I actually do it with focus and like kind of intention, basically. And yet I still see no results. So there's this stress and uncertainty and this fear of something I may not know, like Iman Gadzhi once said, I saw in one of his videos, people tend to look on YouTube for that one little small detail that's gonna skyrocket their success and make them a millionaire overnight. But what you really need is to take action, to put one foot forward in front of the other and do that every single day. And eventually, life will take you places. Doors will open on their own. Opportunities will present themselves to you. And I was actually reading just earlier in a book, was basically saying that action creates opportunities. You're not just gonna sit around and expect someone to come to you on the street when you're ordering your hot dog, shake your hand and say, hey, I have no idea who you are. You don't look like anyone important, but I have this business idea. Will you be my business partner? That's never gonna happen. No one gives a shit about you. I was reading in the book How to Win Friends and Influence People. Literally, people only care about themselves. People are such greedy creatures. They only care about themselves. So you shouldn't care about anyone else as well. You should only care about yourself and your life. Quite frankly, and I say this all the time, nobody is coming to save you. No one is going to come hold your hand when you're 24 or 25. Oh, in 2 years I'll start, 3 years I'll start. Why? Why not now? What's the difference between now and then? Like I said earlier, every single year, your ability to take risks decrease. You have more responsibilities, and those two things tie together, but you know what I mean. So why wait? Why not start now? There's literally no difference, right? And no one's gonna come in 2-3 years. There's not gonna be this one magical moment where someone just comes and says, hey, follow me, I'll show you the path to success. That simply doesn't exist. So, going back to what I was saying, everyone is really competing for money. Men in general, women want men with money and men want money. Men chase money and women chase men who have money. That's basically how life goes. Of course, there's some women who like character, personality, looks, V-taper shape, but at a certain age where you really have to settle down, you have to accept the fact that that's how it works. And you can see it here in Dubai. The other day I was going to Dubai Mall, and I was just walking around, going to all the parking lots, looking at all the supercars parked. I just wanted to really immerse myself in the feeling of luxury, because for most people, Dubai is like this haven of success. It's basically where all the millionaires and billionaires and drug lords who came out of prison stay here. Like there are people like Nakati Arabati staying here. They're billionaires. I don't know if like Ronaldo stays here or something, but basically it's just this haven of successful people. And you can see there are certain places in Dubai Mall where rich people stay. So you can see there's these like valet parking lots, like this VIP parking spaces where people come park their Bugattis, Lamborghinis, Rolls Royces, G-Wagons. And just as you enter a mall, there are a couple coffee shops, and you can see in those coffee shops there are a lot of beautiful women. There are also a lot of not beautiful men, rich men. You can tell they were having Richard Milles APs, and it may seem like, oh, of course it's Dubai Mall, but there is a considerable difference in the level of, let's just say, quality of people towards the that portion of the mall and the rest of the portion of the mall. And basically shows you that high status people stay with high status people. High status women position themselves in places where high status men are likely going to be. I'm going kind of off topic here. Just wanted to share some experiences and my perspective on this whole thing. But going back to what I was saying, the main point of this video, there's always this feeling of uncertainty, and I'm at that point in my journey where every single morning I wake up feeling stressed because I don't know what I'm gonna do this day. I don't know, even if I've already planned what I'm gonna do, and like, is this really the best thing to do? Is this really the best thing to do? And throughout the day, I'm just working, I'm just focused on doing what myself earlier morning or the previous day planned me to do that day. And at night, like I said earlier, there's this whole feeling of doom resonating throughout my body where it's just like, dude, you did things today, but were those things even useful to any extent? Or did you just waste another one of your days? It's been 4 months, guys. 4 months, which is like 30 days, 120 days, guys. 120 days it has been that I've been doing this shit and I haven't gotten a single sale. You know, I understand success is not like a linear process. You may put in X amount of effort and not get X amount of results. And then at some point down the line, it just goes like an exponential graph. I understand that concept. I understand that that's how this thing works usually, but you can't deny if you're anything like me and you're going through anything like I'm going through, every single day you feel this sense of uncertainty, you feel this sense of lack of direction, lack of purpose, and sometimes it can really eat you up. So, you know, I just wanted to make this video to go over that main concept of, you know, how it's completely normal when you're going through your business journey to have these kind of points in your life where you just really question to yourself if you're even doing the right thing, this sense of uncertainty. And for me, quite frankly, in this day and age where there's this kind of information overload, you have everything you need to know on YouTube, but person A is saying do this, person B is saying do this, person C is saying do this. You have so many directions, so many paths, so many doors and opportunities in front of you that there's kind of like this shiny object syndrome where you just don't know what to pick. There's so many options. It really eats up your brain sometimes. And, you know, I'm going to stick with this thing because, you know, if I've put 4 months into this and I see no results, if I switch to something else, I'm going to have to spend that exact same 4 months with no results, most likely. So, you know, it's completely normal to feel uncertain, this feeling of uncertainty. It's completely normal to feel a fear of not doing the right thing, of not doing what moves the needle and wasting your time. But that's the whole point of failure. Failure doesn't have to be like so obvious. Failure doesn't have to be something that's just direct and distinct. Failure doesn't have to be like you click a button and it says no, you failed, or you open the store and it says this error or that error. Sometimes failure is something that you can't see. Failure isn't one specific thing. Sometimes failure presents itself in different shapes or form. Failure is just, quite frankly, quite simply, the lack of success. So if I spend one day doing complete gibberish, like 100 different things which I feel are perfect, and I get no results, that's failure. Because that day I failed to succeed. I failed to make any sale. So understand that at times where you feel uncertainty, at times where you feel a fear of not doing the right thing, at times where you feel this sense of like, am I wasting my time? Am I wasting my life? Do I do this? Do I do that? It's all a part of the process, guys. This is failure. Don't be fooled with this whole idea of failure being like this big red screen where it's like you failed once and I failed twice. I failed 16 times before I got successful. Failure presents itself in all shapes and forms, and this uncertainty and fear of not doing the right thing, this shiny object syndrome, is one of those types of fears. And for me personally, and potentially for some of you out there watching this video, it may be the same. So this isn't a video I made to kind of brag or kind of vent to you guys like, oh my god, my life is so hard, I'm scared, pity me. It's not that type of video. I just wanted to give like a personal anecdote in a way, just to share my personal experiences along with this point I'm trying to make, which is, you know, like I said earlier, uncertainty and the fear of not doing the right thing is a part of the process. It's a form of failure, and to not be scared of it, to keep pushing, even if what you're doing in your mind is perfect and you're not getting any results. Just keep going, because with every single day, you learn. You learn from your mistakes. You learn from doing 10 things, getting nothing. You try another 10 things, you get nothing. You do 10 things, one works, little bit. You might get one sale, maybe one video goes viral. Then you keep tuning in on that, and then eventually, you know, action opens up opportunities and opens up doors. So this video is like 20 minutes long. It's pretty damn long, but anyways, I hope you guys got the point of this video. If you guys are interested in content around the topics of self-improvement, business, mindset, e-commerce, whatever, I strongly recommend you guys go ahead and subscribe to this channel, because I'm going to be sharing everything, guys. Once I make a sale, I'm going to make a video on how to get a sale. Once I get 10 sales, I'll make a video how to get from 1 to 10 sales. I just want to help people because I understand just how stressful it can be, and just how much some people want it. So consider me like this kind of test subject. Maybe if you're too young and you're watching this video, maybe if you're seeing if this whole thing is a go, you can embark on your journey, and you can also go ahead and watch mine to see some things you can expect. Because especially as a young person trying to start a business, even though it's much more common in this day and age, it's still rare. Like, if you go to class in university or high school, you're probably still like the only person in your class who's into all these things, except maybe 1 or maximum 2 people. So it's very, very hard to make friends or connections in this space, or have someone to talk to. Sometimes the feelings can feel overwhelming, can feel stressful, it can give you anxiety, it can make you feel like you're alone, and also, most importantly, it can make you question your decisions. You may be doing the right thing and not seeing results just yet, but because you have no one to talk to, because you think you're doing something wrong, you may stop, and you may have to start over from day 1. So that's why, guys, don't be scared of uncertainty. Don't be scared of like the fear of not doing the right thing, because eventually action, what's the quote again? Action opens doors. Action creates opportunities. So yeah, guys, put one foot forward in front of the other every single day, and eventually I'll see you guys on the other side. Peace.